in terms of success, in terms of achieving goals that you decide are important to you, whether they're money, using your talents in your work in fulfilling and satisfying ways, harmonious relationships, great health, recreation, and all the support that you need to have fun on recreation and vacation, and also your spiritual connection, whatever you deem is your definition for success in all those areas of life, you're going to have a more successful time achieving those goals if you allow this intuitive spiritual wisdom to be recognized by you. And if you're stressed out, you can't hear, you can't recognize those intuitive messages that are trying to be helpful.
I know you have practices that you practice every morning to kind of, I guess, get you aligned so that you can hear from spirit. What are those, and how can listeners use those to sort of de-stress their lives so that they can go through their day successfully?
Well, the de-stressing part is the use of gratitude as
Mm.
part of the daily practice. So I usually set aside 25 to 30 minutes every morning.
Every
And that
morning?
every single morning,
Mhm.
first thing, right when I get up, I go to the coffee maker and then I go to my morning meeting area. And you're having a goal planning meeting with yourself and your spiritual partner. You know, you can call it whatever you want. If you happen to use phrases like God, I think that's great. Spirit, divine intelligence, Jesus, Holy Spirit. I decided that I didn't want to get hung up on the title when I talk to people about this because, you know, their personal beliefs are their personal beliefs. And
Right.
if you get hung up on the title, then you don't go any further in the practice. So let's just, for the sake of our conversation, we're going to call it God, okay?
Okay.
So here I have a morning meeting with God, who is the ultimate advisor and knows everything about everything and can advise me to take steps to achieve my goals. My job is to figure out what in the world I want and describe it with gratitude as though I already have it. So for the first 5 to 10 minutes of the meeting, I read something that is spiritually uplifting, some stories about ordinary people having extraordinary experiences, you know, by relying on this source of intuition, this source of information, God. That puts me into a receptive mood. The second thing I do for 10 minutes is write out a gratitude letter to God. Dear
Mm.
God, thank you. Thank you for all these things that I have.
Mhm.
And thank you for all these things I want. But here's the key. When you're describing what you want, you describe it as though you already have it.
Mm.
So if you want to, let's say, lose 10 pounds, you don't say thank you for helping me lose 10 pounds. Because all you're doing is focusing on this idea of help,
Mhm.
or I want to lose 10 pounds. You're focusing on want. What you want to do is say thank you that I now have a physically fit, trim, toned, energetic body that easily moves through life in a pain-free way. If you're grateful for the outcome, not the process to get there, then that will stimulate your intuition and this spiritual guidance to guide you and direct you to take steps. So instead of, I want to be debt free, I'm so grateful that I'm financially free and that I always have an abundance of money to easily and joyfully afford my lifestyle, to take care of all of my living, giving, and entertainment expenses with ease. I love my financially free life.
Mm.
And you can put a dollar amount in there too, with a minimum or more of X number of dollars. You don't say how it's going to happen. That's God's job. Your job is just to be grateful for it already being done. Now, this can take a little bit of practice. It may feel a little weird at first, but so did learning how to ride a bike and drive a car and read. You weren't an expert the first time you picked up a book. You had to practice, and sound out each letter and put it into a sentence and put it into a story and follow the meaning. And now, because you've practiced, you can just skim entire pages and get the same understanding. So practicing every single day is very, very important. The third step is to speak. You want to read out loud the letter you just wrote. That will anchor the meaning more fully within you. And then finally, take one of your goals and sit there quietly and see if you can create a movie in your mind's eye that shows you in the completed goal. If it's a health goal, see yourself walking in your beautiful new wardrobe, in that fit body, feeling light, feeling energetic, and filled with vim and vigor. Or see yourself around that dinner table with family members who you really want to have harmonious relationships with. Or see yourself shaking hands with a new customer and getting all excited because your company or your commissions have now increased. So see yourself in the completed goal. If it's a financial goal, see yourself in your beautiful new home with your family, enjoying life and feeling safe and secure. Whatever it is, see yourself in that movie. And what that will do is really identify with that completed goal, but it'll also give you the right words the next day in your letter to describe what the outcome truly looks like. So that's what I do every single morning. And the gratitude statements tend to make me feel happy. And when you're feeling happy, you have less stress.
Well, I felt happy and joyful just listening to you share that process. So what listeners are doing, so did you say that they are out outcome gratitude focused instead of wanting?
Correct. Correct.